Good evening, everyone, and welcome here to Texas for round 18 on the Sony Cup Series calendar. For Texas, 200 laps today, 150 miles. CM Racing is fast. Dejon Weeks is starting on pole in that 31 CM Racing machine, and a new contract has been signed between the both of them. Dejon Weeks will be replacing Luke Martin in the 0 car, which will be numbered to the number 3 machine. The 3 car will be the 8 car in 2021. Weeks on pole. Alongside of him is DJ Curtis, and Curtis has recently just came down to 99 points, trailing in the championship. Could Curtis, a 2-time champion, come back in the title race? It is still a long ways away, but the championship fight, as it has been, Watkins Glen shook things up. You had Shelly leading in Chicagoland, wrecked, lost the point lead. Luke Martin leading the championship into Watkins Glen, blows up, loses the title lead. James Shelly back in the title lead again. The championship race is very close. Top 5 within 40 points, with Jeffrey Lynn just outside of it. This race to the championship finale is going to be exciting. This race will host another barn burner of a race to the championship fight. But in the top 10 for today's race, you have Weeks and Curtis on the front row. John Arndt, Zach Rogers in row 2. That's a great effort from Rogers in qualifying. Martin, DeMax high in the championship fight. Both drivers needing to fight hard today. Collins, Turner, Richard Johnson, and Dylan Schwellenberg, the top 10 for today's race. Let's get down to start this one. Getting set and ready to go racing here at Texas. Last time we raced here in 2019, that man in row 3 on the outside, Eric DeMax, took victory, and he needs to rebound after a DNF. Both drivers in row 3 DNF'd at Watkins Glen and are gonna need to rebound. James Shelly starting mid-pack in the 71. He was fastest in practice. He's in race trim. Did not qualify all too well. Matthew Rodriguez further ahead, 5 points trailing in the championship. Both drivers are neck and neck, but other guys in this title race like Jake Bassinger, Luke Martin, and Eric DeMax needing to make something happen. We are green for another round in the championship. Dejon Weeks inked a new contract with CM Racing for 2021, and look at DJ Curtis round the outside of the 8 car. And DJ Curtis to the race lead. CM Racing and Curtis Racing, they have a little bit of an alliance between the both of them, and they are very quick on the 1.5 mile tracks. They have showed out on these race tracks, and Curtis takes the lead and leads lap 1. And already 1, 2, 3, 4 Chevy drivers. And then you have to go back to 5th place. Kyle Collins. Zach Rogers has dropped back. Then it's the Toyotas, the Rodriguez Racing cars of Eric DeMax, Dylan Schwellenberg, Jesse Turner, Richard Johnson. Johnson had a great qualifying effort in that Red Bull. And then 3 wide further back, James Sorfox round the outside of Jeff James, but it's going to be Cody Lamas that prevails and moves his way up for some positions. Jeff James getting squeezed out of there. Edward Ziamba in the 54, also showing out in the Rodriguez Racing car, bringing Matt Rodriguez with him. The hometown favorite, Eric DeMax, trying to pick off a car here of Kyle Collins. Collins is just outside of the top 10 in the championship. He's trying to get back in it, and DeMax slides his way by the 86. Zach Rogers looks like he is very slow on the jump. Maybe that car will come to him as the race progresses, but Jesse Turner's just worked his way by, and he's under a challenge from Richard Johnson. And problems on the racetrack, the Red Bull of Charles Sanford. And Charles Sanford returning from the summer break. It has not been a good run of races for this Red Bull driver. Sanford wrecked at Chicagoland, wrecked at Watkins Glen, and he's going to be out of this one with an engine failure at Texas. Eric DeMax trying to pick off another race car to the inside of Luke Martin. And Eric DeMax trying to go back-to-back at Texas after winning in 2019. And DeMax is working on John Arndt as well. And there he goes, a big dive to the inside on John Arndt. Art in that 3 car has impressed me in 2020. He's really came into his own, but DeMax just was not able to challenge that 3 on that occasion. Collins with a very defensive line on Dylan Schwellenberg. Round the outside goes Dylan Schwellenberg. Schwellenberg trying to take matters into his own accord. Good to see this 20 car being competitive. Schwellenberg has struggled in the first 2 races with this 20 car, and Schwellenberg getting the car under him for this event. He had to start at the back at Chicagoland, and he really struggled to work his way to the front. He ended up getting in a wreck at Chicagoland, but Dylan Schwellenberg in the top 10, trying to follow Eric DeMax to the front. DeMax also looking very sporty, looking the outside of John Art. These Rodriguez Racing Toyotas looking very fast. Cody Lamas was working his way up earlier, but he is dropping like a rock now. He was challenging to get into the top 10. Now he is dropped. Rodriguez is passing. Fitzwater's trying to get by him as well with Silver Fox and Jeffrey Lynn. Lynn's another driver that qualified well, or qualified poorly. After that win at Watkins Glen, he's got a lot of momentum on his side, but was not able to carry that into this race weekend. He's going to have to make some big adjustments. And some more drivers that's going to have to make some adjustments. The 71, the championship leader, James Shelly, 21st on the racetrack, and he is not looking to be very fast. Jake Bassinger as well, down in 23rd, the 97 to the 71. They're going to have to make some adjustments on pit stops for this race because they are looking pretty slow out there. Chris Dodd in the 44, also you can add him to that list with Jeff James and Dylan Young, just very slow on the racetrack and not looking very competitive at the moment. Battles at the front of the pack. John Art to the inside of his teammate of Dejon Weeks. Weeks is trying to hold on for now, but there's a race as well with Kyle Collins and Luke Martin. Weeks is going to lose out to John Art as John Art is up to 2nd place. Eric Max wanting to get past of Weeks for 3rd. It looks as though the inside is the preferred groove, but you can get something going on the high side. Weeks holds on. Kyle Collins for Horizon Group's up to 5th place. Jesse Turner has worked his way around of Zach Rodgers and Ryan Griffin in the 43, also looking to get around Rodgers, and Rodgers gets kicked down to 10th place, possibly outside the top 10. Here comes the rookie Edward Ziemba. Ziemba in his 2nd Sony Cup Series race. He ran so well at Canadian Tire. And here he is in that 54 car. Anthony Marchese drove this car to a top 10 at Watkins Glen until he had a penalty after the race that dropped him outside the top 10. Ziemba trying to get this car a top 10 result. Battle for 8th place. Ryan Griffin to the inside. Griffin has came back strong in the summer break. Has really rebounded. Going by Jesse Turner, Ziemba to the inside of the 17. There goes Cody Lamas. Zach Rodgers going to get a run too. The tire wear seems to be very evident in this race as it progresses. The tires want to slide to the start-finish line, and you have to lift there on the high side. So Turner loses 4 positions and possibly more as Rodriguez and Silverfox close in. 3 wide further back. That's for 18th place. Richard Johnson's got a lift. Johnson's looking very tight. And Dodge squeezing past a Bassinger. Bassinger was also tight. Shelly actually, going by his teammate of Jake Bassinger. But Bassinger trying to power back in the 97. Look at the run he had on the high side in 1 and 2 to get back alongside. And man, he's making that high side work. Just sailed around James Shelly. Shelly's car just does not look as fast right now. He gets bumped down to 20th again, but they have picked off a couple of race cars, but it is a very apparent, at least, their Turner Performance Racing cars are a little off the pace. None of them are inside the top 10 at the moment. At the front of the pack, Eric DeMax looking to set up Dejon Weeks. He's going to this outside. That would be a very powerful move if he could make that work, but Dejon Weeks able to hold him back. And here comes Kyle Collins to his inside. Kyle Collins got his first career victory in the Sony Cup Series at this racetrack. This racetrack has changed a whole lot since Kyle Collins won here, but he knows how to get it done, and a battle for the lead. John Arndt to the inside of DJ Curtis. Curtis has led from the start of the event. He has led all the laps, and he's determined to lead another one as he keeps John Arndt back for now. About lap 30 is when pit stops are expected to happen. So we are closing in on pit stops in this event. Eric DeMax trying to get her back around of Kyle Collins on the outside. Dylan Schwellenberg's there in 6th, Luke Martin 7th. There's Griffin, Ziamba, Lamas the top 10, Rodgers, Rodriguez, Silverfox another solid top 15 run right now. That car showing that it's got pace. Silverfox, a great driver. With Jeffrey Lynn there in the 76, he needs to try and make some adjustments because top 10s are very important at this point in the season. Jesse Turner's 15th. Then it's the Allen Family Racing Team cars of Ryan Acosta, Chris Dodd, Eric Burton, Jake Bassinger, James Shelly, the Fisher Motorsports cars, Fitzwater, Fisher, Johnson, Bobby Jones, Dom Caps the top 25, Dylan Young, Alexander Rowe, Jeff James, Sean Harple, and Jet Alec the top 30, then Caleb Hoffman, Diego Yepes, Brandon Crasta, Vince Freeze, Hayden Klein, Charlie Smith, Alex Benyako, Joshua Michaels, Zayden Davidson. Looks like he's had some sort of issues there. The hood is buckled up on the 13 car. Daniel Bouchard. Johnny Gardner's got right side damage. He's the last of all the cars on the lead lap. Here's what happened is Zayden Davidson racing further back with Johnny Gardner and just runs him over into turn 3. He was kind of racing with a bunch of cars that he had no business even racing with, and he was very aggressive to try and get back ahead of them. And he just moved Gardner into the wall and hurt himself as with it. Dylan Schwellenberg is to the inside of Kyle Collins. That's for 5th place. And Schwellenberg. It's great to see Dylan Schwellenberg be competitive for the 20 car. Was very concerned that that team just had it all wrong and that Dylan Schwellenberg was going to have a whole world of pain ahead of him and trying to get that car competitive. But it is apparent that the 20 team has what it takes to run at the front of the pack. He's in 5th place. Battle for the lead again. John Arndt to the inside of DJ Curtis and race for 3rd. Eric DeMax trying to make this pass on Dejon Weeks. DeMax has wanted to be on that inside of Weeks, and John Arndt just has not been able to make that pass on DJ Curtis for the lead. But Eric DeMax has him here. DeMax is going to clear Dejon Weeks for 3rd place, and Dylan Schwellenberg's going to try and follow him through, but not on this occasion. But here he comes, going to full send it. Oh, but just can't quite do it from that part of the racetrack. But Dylan Schwellenberg's got a fast race car. He should be able to make do with Dejon Weeks down the back straightaway possibly. Will this be a move into 3? Yes, it will. A late move, actually. To the inside of Dejon Weeks. That 31 car fading a little bit. But it's good enough to hang on at the moment. Schwellenberg with the tires degrading. Gonna be able to get him on this occasion. To his inside, 4th place. And race for 2nd. Gonna have to wait again on that move. Eric DeMax might have a chance on John Arndt as Arndt is stuck behind Joshua Michaels, and Arndt is forced to give that place up. And Daniel Bouchard holding up DJ Curtis just slightly. But Curtis is going to be very defensive in his line into turn 1. Eric DeMax looks faster on this occasion. The Rodriguez racing cars look faster in the long run. And these Chevy drivers and Kyle Collins as well are all going to take into note of how these 20 cars are and make some adjustments. We're expecting about 2 or 3 stops today on pit road, so that's a lot of time to make adjustments. With the new tire that we have for this year, it's making a lot of fun with strategy. We're closing in on pit stops, but will DJ Curtis pit from the lead, or will Eric DeMax take it away? Who's going to be the first to hit pit road? Dejon Weeks continues to struggle with his race car. Doesn't help that he's held behind the 13 car in that dirty air. He lost a place to Kyle Collins and Luke Martin. And we have a taker. John Art is the pit road, and there's a handful of others coming down pit road with him. It's the 43 of Ryan Griffin also down pit road. And other drivers stay out. James Orfox is in pits as well. Here comes DJ Curtis. Eric DeMax is also in. Dylan Schwellenberg stays out. But a load of others have chosen to pit the next lap after John Art. Dylan Schwellenberg's team has decided to go for fresher tires in the long run as he stays out 2 laps longer than what John Art did and 1 lap longer than everyone else. How big of a difference will that end up being? Schwellenberg's in with Lamas, Rodriguez, Acosta, Fitzwater, Turner. There's Dylan Schwellenberg, and there is John Art. So Art pitting that 1 lap longer is just that much ahead of everyone. A big lead by John Art from pitting 1 lap early. So second place is going to end up being DJ Curtis. Third is Luke Martin. Fourth, Eric DeMax. Fifth for Dylan Schwellenberg. And then 6th is Ryan Griffin. 7th is Kyle Collins. 8th is Cody Lamas. 9th, Chris Dodd. And 10th for Edward Ziamba. That's where the field is lined up. The biggest loser out of this is Dejon Weeks, it seems. He's lost a handful of positions. But Jake Bassinger has worked his way up some. He's up to 11th place. James Shelly, he's up to 15th. As look at Don Capps, he's entered the top 20. He's 16th. Matt Rodriguez down in 17th place. Acosta, Fitzwater, Turner are some of the guys that pitted the longest. So they lost out a handful of time, but they should be able to make that time back. Race for second place, Luke Martin to the inside of DJ Curtis. Martin should be able to get this position done. It could possibly be a CM Racing 1-2 at Texas at the moment. But Curtis has been very good. And he just powers back on the high side. But further ahead, the leader of John Art, there he is. 1 lap is all it took for John Art to build that lead. And DJ Curtis and Luke Martin are left to try and run him down. Ryan Griffin trying to go to the inside of Dylan Schwellenberg. But Schwellenberg equally sent it around the outside. That high side is very, very good. But Griffin just drove it in there on the inside. I didn't think it was going to stick, and it didn't. He had to back out of it. Could have a race for 10th. Jake Bassinger. Bassinger comes in this race 32 points trailing on his teammate of James Shelly in the title race. And top 10 finishes are going to be very important. Cody Lamas to the inside of Chris Dodd. They did battle at Watkins Glen. They're going to do battle again inside the top 10. And same thing for 8th place. But Dylan Schwellenberg has made a move on his teammate of Eric DeMax. And Griffin trying again that move to the inside, just not able to make it work. Collins has had a very quiet race, but a very good one. Riding in 7th place. Dodd still holding on to that position on Lamas, but Bassinger's into the top 10. Outside the top 10, it is Rodgers, Shelly, and Weeks. From 12th, 13th, and 14th, the battle for 15th. James Orfox trying to hang on, but Turner and Acosta blowing the doors off that Monster Energy Dodge. These guys pitted the latest, so they have fresher tires, and they're coming back at these guys. And Turner and Acosta have pretty fast race cars. Now, have they made the right adjustments on the 45 and the 17? They were pretty bad in that first run, but they're trying to claw their way back. Matt Rodriguez as well. Rodriguez needs to have a good run this afternoon. He's only 5 points back to James Shelly, but in that title race, every finish is going to matter from here on out. And Bassinger has caught the back end of Cody Lamas, and Dodd has worked his way around Kyle Collins, and Griffin gonna try again. Griffin trying again to get another position made. He's into the top 5. Chris Dodd's trying to join him a position to the inside of Eric DeMax, and a big move and a big play by Chris Dodd. Chris Dodd in this 2020 season has impressed me. I'm shocked to see how low he is in the point standings. he has had a phenomenal year and continues to be coming into his own and following Ryan Griffin to the lead. He's up to 6th place, 7th to Max. Lamas trying to hang on to a position on Jake Bassinger, but Bassinger and Lamas have worked their way around Kyle Collins, who is down to 10th. And here comes Jake Bassinger to the inside of Cody Lamas. Lamas trying to get the grip on the high side, trying to hang on to Bassinger, but Bassinger is going to get this position done. And also on Eric DeMax. DeMax is struggling in that 10 car. He's going to lose out to 2 positions. Kyle Collins trying to make a move on Cody Lamas, but he's also looking a little tight in this run. The car has went the wrong direction for Kyle Collins as he's going down the running order some. DeMax is going to hang on to that position on Collins, and Lamas around the outside trying to take it back from Collins. The leaders have closed in on John Arndt. The gap is less than a second. DJ Curtis and Luke Martin have been tracking him down, but Dylan Schwellenberg has been tracking the lead 3 down. And Dylan Schwellenberg is poised to try and put this Rodriguez Racing Camry in victory circle. While the race for 5th place goes on from the Dodges, the Allen Family Racing Team cars, Chris Dodd going door to door with Ryan Griffin. Griffin was very good here at Texas last year, just came short to beating Eric DeMax. And Dodd moves up a place into the top 5. The race for the lead, it is on. Here comes Luke Martin for 2nd place. Luke Martin to the inside of DJ Curtis. But Curtis gonna fight back like he has all race. On the outside, oh, he has to lift a whole lot there. And Dylan Schwellenberg takes advantage. But now, it's a CM Racing 1-2 at the front. John Arndt, then 1 lap, older tires. He looks to be a sitting duck as here comes Luke Martin. Martin, his teammate, gonna go to the inside, but John Arndt runs a pretty defensive line, trying to get a little bit of an arc in the late apex in turn 3 and 4. But Martin, oh, he had to lift there too. Here comes the Dodges. Martin sending it to the inside, but he has to lift a whole lot. There is Dodd. Bassinger is on a charge in this race. He's the inside of Ryan Griffin. Griffin getting pinned behind the lap car of Sean Harple. But Luke Martin, the inside of his teammate. The CM Racing cars, wheel to wheel. Lap 50 out of 100. We're halfway in this event. And speaking of another driver, James Shelly, the championship leader, has just entered the top 10. But Dylan Schwellenberg's up to 2nd, Curtis is up to 3rd, Dodd's up to 4th. John Arndt, in a span of a straightaway, has been kicked down to 5th and possibly outside the top 5 in half a lap. Another, oh my goodness, a lot of teams are going to take notice of this. John Arndt from 1st to 7th in a lap. 8th place is Lamas. 9th now is James Shelly. Eric DeMax has dropped down into 11th, and the adjustments to 17 and the 45 have made seems to work beautifully for those machines as Toner's to the inside for 11th place, and Ryan Acosta, past winner at this racetrack, is going to move up to 12th. And around the outside for 5th place, Jake Bassinger. What a move. Can he make that work? He had to lift a little bit. Chris Dodd's looking very fast as well, but that 97 is something else at the moment. That Bangford, Jake Bassinger has got to be the most experienced driver at the moment in the championship fight, besides Luke Martin. Martin's been around for a long, long time, but the race for the lead, Dylan Schwellenberg. Schwellenberg to the inside of Luke Martin. Door to door, Dylan Schwellenberg to the lead in the 20 car. And the momentum has shifted for Luke Martin. Martin had to lift a whole lot there at the start-finish line. But he's trying to do what Curtis has done all race, pinch him down a little bit. And Luke Martin hangs on to 2nd place. But Jake Bassinger's made do with Chris Dodd. Bassinger has a great race car underneath of him this season. He's won 4 times. And he's got to be thinking championship this season. He has been very good. Usually, he's runner-up to Jesse Turner, the second highest point scorer in the Turner camp all the time. He's never beat Jesse Turner in points, but this year, Jake Bassinger, James Shelly has done wonders this season. And they're realistically fighting for the title this season. Jesse Turner's a ways down than the points, but Turner has moved his way past Kyle Collins. He's in the top 10. Race for third. Here comes Jake Bassinger. Jake Bassinger to the inside of DJ Curtis. Curtis was very good in the first run, but the second run, he is not able to hang in with Luke Martin, and he's dropping down the running order. The Allen Family Racing Team dodges, going to the inside of him. James Shelly has been kicked outside the top 10. Ryan Acosta's in the top 10 now. Cody Lamas closing in on John Art. But the race for the lead at the front. Dylan Schwellenberg holds a pretty marginal lead on Luke Martin at the moment. But pit stops will be coming very soon, like they were a handful of laps ago. And how will the strategy fold? Schwellenberg leads over Martin and Bassinger. Here comes Jake Bassinger to the inside of another race car. He can just make moves left, high and low, but there's a car pitting just ahead of the leaders. That's Joshua Michaels. Pit stops will be coming soon. Martin had to lift a whole lot. He was out of the groove. He lost 2 positions. Ryan Griffin's up to third. John Art has fallen his way outside of the top 10. James Shelly's into the top 10. Drivers are pitting. Here comes Ryan Griffin. Luke Martin is on pit road. Some other race cars also pitting. But this is going to be big. We saw how important one lap is going to make in a long run. How late are these guys going to stay out? Schwellenberg and Bassinger side by side for the lead. Schwellenberg trying to beat him into pit road. And he will. A very aggressive move by Schwellenberg to stay ahead of Bassinger. Jesse Turner, Ryan Acosta, DJ Curtis stay out the longest right now. 2 laps older tires compared to Martin and Griffin. We know how staying out will help you in the long run. And Turner is down pit road with Acosta and Curtis. Here's Jesse Turner leaving pit road, but there's Ryan Griffin and Luke Martin going by the 17 car. Griffin and Martin getting the jump on everyone else. Then it's the 20, and how about James Shelly? A great stop from the 71 crew. Getting ahead of Bassinger. There's Schwellenberg there. Schwellenberg was not able to stay ahead of the 97 through pit stops, and Schwellenberg backed off a whole lot there. So where is this going to cycle everyone out? It looks as though Griffin's going to be your leader over Luke Martin in second. Then third place is Jesse Turner. Then Jake Bassinger in fourth. Fifth for James Shelly. Sixth, Dylan Schwellenberg. Seventh, Cody Lamas. Eighth is John Art. Ninth is Ryan Acosta. And 10th is Chris Dodd. Then it's Zachary Fitzwater in the 22. Then Zach Rodgers, Kyle Collins, DJ Curtis. He really struggled on pit stops. He stayed out. He pitted with Jesse Turner and them. So he is down the running order. He had a bad pit stop. Dejon Weeks has fallen down the running order too. In 15th, he had a great first run. Then Edward Ziemba, 16th. Matthew Rodriguez really not there with Eric DeMax either. So these 2 guys in the title race needing to rebound desperately in this race. As we're closing in nearly 35 laps to go. They're 17th and 18th. 19th is James Sorfox. Then it's Dom Capps making up the top 20. Bobby Jones, Eric Burton, Dylan Young, Richard Johnson, and Jeffrey Lynn. Lynn looks like he's got damage there in the 76. But Jeffrey Lynn desperately did not need this race. He is right there, just outside of a race of the title mix. And 25th position, this is not where he needs to be. Jeff James, Diego Yepes, Alexander Rowe, fixing to go a lap down. That is the last of the guys on the lead lap. Here's some collisions that happened on pit road. Caleb Hoffman trying to leave his stall, and Eric DeMax was there. And DeMax backs up so he can get service. And then Hoffman spins. Burton's there. Jeffrey Lynn. That was what happened on pit road. The field from third on back has ran up on a battle between Michaels and Bouchard. They're racing for 35th, but they have stacked up these guys because Bouchard and Michaels side by side trying to get this position on each other. And it's a great battle for 35th, but the leaders are struggling to get by. Turn around the outside. Bassinger's going to go to the high side. There's Dylan Schwellenberg too. Shelly bogged down to the inside. What a move by Turner. Trying to do a crossover on Bouchard. But this has brought a stack up from 3rd through 10th. But Turner and Bassinger did a great job to maneuver past. Schwellenberg rim riding that high side for as much as he can. Pushes up. Bouchard nearly shuts the door on Schwellenberg. Shelly's coming. Here comes Lamas. But Schwellenberg gonna try and go right around Daniel Bouchard. Bouchard pushes up. Oh, and here comes James Shelly. Near slight contact there. Bouchard lips out of that one. And James Shelly comes out victorious of that battle. And Cody Lamas is actually going to pick off a position on Dylan Schwellenberg too. But Schwellenberg trying to get that high side to work. John Arndt there. Chris Dodd. Ryan Acosta. And Arndt, is he going to go 3 wide? No, he's going to tuck in behind of the 4 of Cody Lamas. 6 cars. Double file. Lamas is going to get that one on Shelly. And Cody Lamas is up to 5th place. They're going to have to pit one more time. They just will with tires and fuel. So Ryan Griffin holds about a second on Luke Martin. Martin is struggling with some lap cars. And then Jesse Turner, Jake Bassinger. That's them 3rd and 4th. Then 5th is Cody Lamas. And then this race for 6. John Arndt going to get it with the 45 and the 44. Getting past of James Shelly. Dylan Schwellenberg down to 10th place. Zachary Fitzwater trying to close in on this battle to get into the top 10. And then, like we mentioned, 12th on back. A big race developing as well. Zach Rogers, DJ Curtis, Kyle Collins, Dejon Weeks making up all the way back to 15th place. Then Ziamba, Rodriguez, and DeMax needing to find something. Here comes a race for 2nd developing. Jesse Turner has ran up on Luke Martin. No challenge. No challenge at all. Sails past the IKEA. Chevy. Jesse Turner's up to 2nd place. Jake Bassinger's up to 3rd. So Turner and Bassinger looking very good at this stage of the race. And now 2 seconds away from the 43 of Ryan Griffin. Ryan Griffin and Jesse Turner, 1st and 2nd, has yet to win a race in 2020. Griffin leaving Allen Family Racing Team at the end of the season. Jesse Turner owns his own race team, has built a dynasty of a race team. This team has always been super competitive, has 2 race cars right in the mix of this for the title race this season. Jesse Turner, unfortunately, not one of them drivers. However, a little over 100 points back coming in this race. You never say never. And Jesse Turner's one of them drivers you just can't ever really count out. He's always good in the second half of the season. He's up to 2nd place. He's cutting the gap down on Ryan Griffin. Ryan Acosta has ran up on Cody Lamas. This is a battle for 5th place. Will Acosta send it on Cody Lamas? Looked like he wanted to try it. But Cody Lamas, Curtis Racing's own DJ Curtis, was so good in the first half of this event. But he has dropped. Curtis is down to 13th place. And Cody Lamas is 5 seconds away from the lead car. And still, with strategy on the mind of these drivers and teams, could still be a factor for today's race. He's racing with Ryan Acosta, but Chris Dodd's got his hands full. He's got that 20 of Dylan Schwellenberg behind him. Zachary Fitzwater round the outside on James Shelly. Shelly may get boxed in by Alexander Rowe. Dejon Weeks has joined the party as well. Oh, but Shelly may be able to move the 05 out of the way. And Shelly's able to keep Fitzwater behind for now. But Dejon Weeks has rejoined the battle for 10th as he moves his way up to 11th. battle for the lead. Jesse Turner has ate up all of Ryan Griffin's advantage and thought about going to the high side on Ryan Griffin, trying to go to his outside, but a fellow Ford driver of Jeff James is in the way, and Jesse Turner's going to have to fight another day. He needs to look out for his teammate. Here comes Bassinger. Bassinger was very kind to his teammate, let him in. 20 laps of racing to go. Pit stops will be happening soon. These guys are within their pit window. Who will pit first? That might be who decides who wins this race, because if you can pit first and get that advantage, it might be your race to win. And blowing up Jeff James. Jeff James's engine has let go, and he's down pit road with 20 laps to go and is out of this one. Cody Lamas and Ryan Acosta, they have worked their way around Luke Martin. He pitted on the same lap as Ryan Griffin. He has not been able to keep up with Ryan Griffin. The old tires and the adjustments on the Zero car really not helping Luke Martin in this stage in the race, as he is dropping down the order. He is in 6th place, possibly down to 7th, as here comes Chris Dodd in the 44 Dodge. He's down to his inside. Shelly doing everything he needs to do at this point in the race with 18 laps to go, trying to stay in the top 10 to get as much points as possible. Top 10 finishes are important in the title race. Dejon Weeks in 31 car looking to make a pass here. 12th place is Fitzwater, 13th is DJ Curtis, 14th is Matthew Rodriguez, Zach Rogers is 15th, and then 16th place, Eric DeMax is going to try and get around his teammate of Edward Ziamba. The race for the lead is on at the front of the pack. Here comes Jesse Turner to the inside on Ryan Griffin. And Griffin with the older tires to Jesse Turner's fresher tires. Turner has it, and Turner sails past the STP Dodge. But Griffin trying to hold his own. He's trying to come back at Jesse Turner. Turner going around the lap car of Eric Burton. Ryan Griffin. I expect Griffin to try and pit early here. Pitting early could be the big call to try and get that advantage like John Hart did early in the race. If you pit early and build that advantage, the guys behind you might not have enough time to run you back down. But Jesse Turner's ran up on some slow cars. They're battling for position. Michaels and Charlie Smith are. And the number 97 of Jake Bassinger is able to get around Ryan Griffin for 2nd place. James Shelly has fallen outside of the top 10. Shelly struggling as the run progresses as he battles with DJ Curtis. This is for 12th place. Curtis trying to get it away. John Art trying to hang near contact there with Weeks and Yepes. Weeks is in 10th. 11th of Fitzwater. 12th is Curtis now. Shelly comes in this race, only 5 points to the good on Matthew Rodriguez. And Shelly needs to be able to try and stay ahead of Rodriguez, which is his closest competitor in the point standings. Looking at Jeffrey Lynn. Jeffrey Lynn is 25th on the racetrack. He comes into this race 59 points back. And for Horizon Group, this is just a missed opportunity for Jeffrey Lynn to come in this race and stay right in the thick of things. He needed a good afternoon, but this kind of run is not what you need if you're going to fight for the title. And Lynn down in 25th with damage, racing with Eric Burton a lap down. As we come around, it'll be 10 laps of racing to go. These guys will need to pit one more time, and I'm surprised nobody has pitted. Nobody has pitted yet. But I expect it to be very soon, if not this lap. Will any of the leaders do it? There's some cars already pitting. There's Ryan Griffin. Griffin's going to short pit. Ryan Griffin is short pitting. Will anyone else try that strategy with him? Nobody else of the leaders are coming down pit road. Oh, that's Luke Martin. Luke Martin's coming down pit road. That's a good call by Luke Martin. James Shelly also is in. The leaders have been told that Ryan Griffin has decided to come down pit road, and Jesse Turner and Jake Bassinger stay out again. They think that staying out a few laps longer is going to pay dividends for them. Here they come again. Jesse Turner, the leader, signaling to pit road. Same thing with Jake Bassinger. So, any of the leaders, there's Ryan Acosta in the next car to pit. And then Dejon Weeks as well. He'll come down pit road with Zachary Fitzwater. DJ Curtis and Matthew Rodriguez on a very odd call, but they stay out in the 8 and the 9 car. So they inherit the lead, but they're going to have to pit as well. They're going to be coming around this time by, and I just question the call to stay out the longest. At this point in the race, there's only 7 laps to go. Here's Ryan Griffin. Griffin short pitted. He was the first car down pit road, and here he comes around into turn 2. Where is he going to line up? There's Jake Bassinger just up ahead. Did the leaders get it right? The Turner Performance team got it right. Jesse Turner, Jake Bassinger get ahead of Ryan Griffin. The lead has cycled out with Jesse Turner with the advantage. Jesse Turner ahead of his teammate of Jake Bassinger, ahead of Ryan Griffin. That's the front 3 as we come to 5 laps of racing to go. 5 laps of racing to go. The top 10. It is Turner, Bassinger, Griffin. Lamas is in 4th. 5th is the 45 of Ryan Acosta. Then it's Chris Dodd in 6th. Luke Martin is in 7th over his teammate John Arndt in the other team car of Dejon Weeks is in 9th. Fitzwater's in 10th. James Shelly trying to claw back that top 10 finishing result. He's in 11th. 12th is Dylan Schwellenberg. Then it's Zach Rodgers, DJ Curtis, Matthew Rodriguez. I really question staying out the longest by them guys. Eric DeMax is in 16th. Then Edward Ziemba in the 54 car, 17th. And then Dom Capps, a pretty good, solid run in the top 20, 18th. Then James Fox and Bobby Jones the top 20 as Bobby Jones just gets lapped. With 3 laps of racing to go, the CM Racing teammates of John Arndt and Luke Martin. Martin is in the middle of a championship fight in the point standings. John Arndt is the quicker driver at the moment and is looking to try and make a pass. I wonder if the team is going to ask John Arndt not to pass Luke Martin to try and get him as much points as possible. But Arndt is trying to set up that zero machine with 2 laps to go. But at the front of the pack, a lap and a half to go. Jesse Turner holds 2 seconds of a lead on his teammate of Jake Bassinger. And off of turn 4, the white flag is displayed. The final lap for Jesse Turner. Jesse Turner, the 2015 champion. He has always been so good in the second half of the season. And we knew that he was going to shine in the second half of the season. He always does. And he is coming back around to try and get his 12th Sony Cup Series victory. He has yet to win this season. He's going to put a win on the board. 6 seasons in a row. Jesse Turner's a winner. Jesse Turner wins at Texas. Second is his teammate Bassinger. 1-2 by the team. Then Ryan Griffin third. 4th for Cody Lamas. 5th for Ryan Acosta. 6th is Chris Dodd. 7th for John Arndt. So Arndt did go by Luke Martin. John Arndt passes Luke Martin for position. Dejon Weeks gets a top 10 result in 9th. And Zachary Fitzwater beats James Shelly to get 10th. And, oh, there's a crash further ahead with Bobby Jones. Here's what happened. Oh, man. Jack Halleck. I guess Turner just wasn't paying much attention. And Bobby Jones ran in the side of Jack Halleck there. Well, the race was over. But Jesse Turner, the 2015 champion, wins for his 12th career victory. He ties Jacob Hart for 11th on the all-time wins list. 6 consecutive seasons in the modern era winning 2015, 2016, 2017, 2018, 2019, 2020. He's won at least one time. The only other driver to do that, well, it was DJ Curtis and Jordan Davis. Jordan Davis not in the season anymore, so he will not carry on that record. But DJ Curtis still can. Can Curtis join Turner in keeping that win streak alive? He came close at Watkins Glen, but Jesse Turner, 12 wins in the Sony Cup Series and his first of the season. That's going to help him in the point standings. And Jake Bassinger finishing second to him today. Big points day for him in the championship race. How about Ryan Griffin third? This is his third straight top 5 finish for Ryan Griffin. Cody Lamas there in fourth for car 4. Acosta and Dodd, Allen Family Racing Team, 3rd, 5th, and 6th. That's got to be their best race, their best race result by the entire team. And CM Racing's got to be proud of that 7th, 8th, and 9th. And Zachary Fitzwater, very quiet day, wasn't really in the top 10 all day, made good adjustments to get from mid-pack to 10th place. That is your top 10 results. The rest of the finishing results coming now with your official championship standings as we head to round 19 of Cleveland.